Hey everybody, Shaman Shane. Welcome to My Shaman Says, the podcast. Joining me today, I know you're already blown away. If you're half as excited as I am just from the start of that, just wait till you see everything that's going to happen today. Welcome to the studio. This is Aditya, my amazing, beautiful soul friend. I love you so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Shane. I'm stoked to be here.
Oh, this is going to be so cool. I'm so pumped about this. Tell us about what we just heard.
What we just heard was a beautiful song. It's a Cherokee morning song. And so they say that this song means that I am of great spirit. And it's a reminder, it's a tapping into that sacred sound and the remembrance of the fact that we are of spirit. And so there's a vocable in there. You'll hear the hey-a-ho, hey-a-ho. It doesn't have necessarily a particular word that's associated with it, but it is the sound of a human expressing itself divinely. Oh, I love it.
The soul having a human experience.
Oh.
Yes, that's the thing. Yes. Oh, that's so fantastic. So one of the cool things that I love about our connection, we both live in the same town in the Midwest, but tell them where we met.
Well, we actually had to fly all the way down to Peru to meet each other.
Yes, we went on an ayahuasca journey to Peru. We spent 10 days in the jungle. We had 5 ayahuasca ceremonies. It was a beautiful, gut-wrenching ordeal of a fantastic, how many adjectives could I possibly throw in here that go every direction at once? Yeah. And it was amazing because not just Aditya here, but so many people from this town that I live in, I met for the first time in Peru.
In Peru.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we said yes.
Yes, thank goodness we said yes.
Each other.
Yes. And I can tell you that through that process, it is about excavating the soul. It is about digging down into the deep stuff and letting the Great Mother heal you and take you into that space and that awareness and everything else. Yeah. But while that sounds beautiful, and it is, it also is throwing yourself through a chipper shredder. It is about spirit, just bring all this out. And this beautiful woman right here was my go-to. We had so many talks. We had so many times that we shared things. We had times where we shared homesickness, and we had times where we shared what we experienced in ceremony, and we had times that we had laughed, and we had times that we cried, and we had so many hugs. And I don't know that it would have been the same experience without your presence there. It is just a fact. And we realized that even though I'm not Native American by lineage, you are, we realized that there's a soul tribe.
Yeah, there is.
And that's something that I want people to get out of your presence here, is that we're all part of that soul tribe. We just need to remember that.
Yes.
That's one of the big things. So, Aditya, now, of course, I know you by another name.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that. Where did Aditya come from?
So Aditya came when I was actually learning how to say my Cherokee name in Cherokee language. And, it's a long word, or long series of words, and not necessarily easy to roll off the tongue. And so I'm practicing my name, and it's nagi ina igati oshta ageya.
Yeah, I wouldn't have trouble saying that at all. No.
Yes. So it took me a long time to get those words to where they would flow out of my mouth. They're very, different words that I'm used to saying. And so I was saying, nagi ina igati oshta ageya. And then my mind would say, Aditya. I say, well, that's not a part of it. Nagi ina igati oshta ageya. Aditya. That's not it. So anyway, in the Kundalini lineage, they often have a spiritual name. Right. And I wanted to have my spiritual name and get to know my spiritual name. And little did I know that was my spiritual name coming through with the repetition of my Cherokee name, which means stands tall, good woman.
Fantastic. I love that. It's You'll get used to the style of this podcast. It gets very random at times.
I like it.
I have to share a story that goes along with that.
Yes, please.
In a totally different way. But it's all about listening to spirit. It's all about trusting that voice that's there, because, that's a big thing for me. I was doing readings years ago out of a local store, and a woman came in and said, I really need your help. My newborn baby won't sleep through the night. I don't know what to do. Yeah. And not having kids, my response was, it's a baby. That's what they do, right? And she's like, no, I really need the help. I really need you to help me with this. And I said, I am so out of my depth here. Come back tomorrow. I'm going to go home and meditate on this. I'll ask Spirit, and we'll see what the answer is. And so I go home, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, Spirit, what do I tell this woman? And I hear, just as plain as you heard Aditya, turn on the TV. And I was like, well, that puts me to sleep sometimes. I guess that's an answer. And I heard again, turn on the TV. Yeah. Well, the third time I was like, oh, you mean this TV right in front of me?
Like me now?
Yeah, so, you're telling me to turn on the TV. And so I turned it on, and I swear to you, it was a sitcom about a couple that had a newborn that wouldn't sleep. I went in the next day, told the woman everything that I saw in the show.
Yes.
She came back a week later saying I was the most amazing reader she'd ever met. Her child was sleeping. Everything was solved. How did you get that information? How did you know that? And I was like, I listened.
Yes. Oh, I listened.
I listened.
Yes.
And I didn't just listen. I followed up with what I heard.
Yes, absolutely.
And so as different as those stories are, they're the same. And if people will learn to listen, I'm always amazed people will say, I just am not getting the answer. And I'm like, are you sure about that? Are you sure you're not getting the answer? That thing that keeps replaying, that billboard that you see everywhere, that thing that you hear, that thing that everybody's saying to you all the time?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not getting the message?
Are you open to receiving the message?
And there it is. And are you willing to follow through once you get it?
Yeah.
Even if it's not totally comfortable, or maybe it's comfortable and you didn't know it. Maybe you're not comfortable being comfortable.
Well, yes.
Well, that happens every now. We'll save that for another podcast.
Yes.
So you mentioned Kundalini. Can you tell us about you? Well, we know you're a beautiful singer. Already people can tell you're a beautiful soul. Tell me what you do.
Oh, what do I do?
Yes, like how long do you have,
wow.
Shane?
Well, that depends on the day. My mom and I laugh that I am a daily visionary. So we'll step to the day and honor it as it holds grand possibilities. So mostly I am a musician, and I love music. I love sacred sound. I feel like I was raised inside of music, and music isn't just something that I do, and it is something that I am, and a way that I get to express beautifully in this life. And so even though I've been a musician my whole life, it didn't occur to me the power that I had in my voice, the medicine that was held in the voice, until I was in Peru and got to open it up in a totally different way than I ever had.
There was a moment where your voice filled the entire jungle. It was mind-blowing. I remember it was something that I said to you early on when I had met you, and I will say it again because I want everybody to hear it. You sing even when your mouth is closed.
Thank you, Shane.
It just comes out of you. It's just amazing. And I love you. You didn't use the particular phrasing, but you're a sound healer. That's your medium. You and I have had a lot of talks, and it's happening right here. You sing. I'm a spoken word person. But we both use our voice to carry the energy, to carry the message, to bring forth the healing.
Yes.
But I know that we do other things too. You mentioned Kundalini. Tell me about that part of you.
Yeah, that part of me is a wonderful way for me to connect with my energy and move it. So the Kundalini practice it's a moving meditation, and we really focus into the energy of our bodies and getting it to raise if that's our intention. But we generate this energy, and then we organize this energy, and then we distribute our energy. And so it's really beautiful. And mantra is where the mind can just sit calmly, and it gives a place to rest. And so I was introduced to mantra through Kundalini.
And mantra, I always like to educate as we go, because a lot of people aren't familiar with these things. You know, yoga has so much stigma and weird stuff and all of that, and, you know, none of that's accurate. But mantra is one of my favorite things. I love kirtan, which is something we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Yeah. I first fell in love with it years ago with my first main yoga teacher, not the one that trained me to be a yoga teacher, but my very first yoga teacher. She was amazing. Here's how amazing she is. She traveled to India to get her training, yes, and stayed at an ashram and realized that they were there for just money instead of authenticity. And she confronted the guru of the ashram, told him that he was a total fake, walked out the door, came home, and learned yoga on her own.
Get it, girl.
Amen, sister. You show them how it's done. That's the real deal right there.
That ain't what I'm here for.
No, thank you. Whatever. Good luck. But she introduced me to Krishna Das.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure you can imagine why I would like Krishna Das, because I'm not a good singer, but boy, I can throw down on some Krishna Das chanting. Mm-hmm. And mantra, traditionally, mantra is the repetition of a sacred word or sacred phrase, something from scripture. A lot of people in the modern day will try to throw in an affirmation or something and call it mantra, but that's not actually legit. Mm-hmm. But that repetition of the sacredness, the sacred utterance, mm-hmm, that is mantra, is absolutely powerful. The words have meaning, but even if you don't know what the words mean, it has an impact and an effect. Absolutely. And we know that music does that on its own. One of my favorite things that I ever heard, I went to a symphony once. It's called The Song of a Thousand Voices. And I thought I was going to see a symphony. Yeah. What I didn't realize was in the balcony, they had an entire chorus. And so halfway into the second song, all of these voices came, and it was all in German. And I was reduced to tears on the spot. It moved through me, around me, it picked me up. There was this amazing experience that happened. I didn't understand a damn word they were saying.
No, it's not about the words.
No.
It's not about the meaning behind the words. It's the nod, the sacred sound, the sound within the sound, behind the sound.
Yes, even the om. Mm-hmm. Even om. That is the energy of the universe. When you were talking about the hey-ho, mm-hmm, om. Yes. The sacred utterance, the allowing spirit to speak through you. I tell people all the time, I actually have a tattoo of an om on my back over my heart chakra, so that when I chant om, it comes from a place of love.
Oh.
And my big deal when I try to teach people mantra, especially external, vocalized mantra, kirtan or something like that, I say it, and this is you all day long. You're the sail, and God is the wind, and it's coming through you.
Yes.
It's not just coming from you. It's coming through you. You're allowing the sacred voice of spirit to come through the apparatus that is your physical body.
Yes. Yes. So much yes.
And I see that every time that you open up your mouth and all of this magic comes out. So Kundalini, you're very much into the mantra aspect of it. I assume that you also engage in the physical
very much
aspect.
So. Yes, I have a daily practice, and it really helps to like check in with myself and my energy. It sets me up for success in my day. I feel like I walk in the world differently when I've started my day connected with spirit.
I wish everybody would really, really pay attention to what you just said. It doesn't have to be Kundalini. I'm not personally a Kundalini practitioner. I have great respect for it. It's not my particular one. I'm more of an asana-based yogi in that aspect. 8 limbs is my big deal, which I know is Kundalini as well. I believe in breath practice. I believe in meditation. I believe in withdrawing from the world. I believe in all these things. But whether it's that or sitting down, I have a client that one day said, I don't know if I get all of that. How could I connect with spirit? How do I start my day? And what we came up with was the coffee meditation.
Yes.
Sit and have coffee with spirit. Just take that time and talk to spirit, have coffee, listen to spirit, have that as the check-in time. And I loved it because she got to the point where she said, this is a couple months into it. And I said, how's all that going? Are you still doing the things? She goes, oh, I do it every single day. She goes, I get up and I pray over my beans, and I recognize that water is life, and I let the percolation or whatever form she used, the French press or whatever it was, she was like, and that is the process of transformation, which is what I'm trying to do with myself. Yes. And she said, and then I sit and I have fellowship with spirit. And this is the part that I love so much. She goes, and then when I'm done, I take the grounds and I give them back to the earth. Yes. Yes.
That's full circle.
It's a beautiful sacred practice that most people would be, well, no, you just had coffee. It's how you go into it.
Yeah. And giving yourself some space and time to listen.
Yes.
To be able to receive spirit's messages. To shut up.
Yeah.
For just a minute.
Yeah.
And listen to spirit.
There's a, right outside this door, it's the name of the podcast, but I've had a long series of Shit My Shaman Says. Yeah. And there's a poster right outside of my office door here that says, meditation. Yes, because we all need a little bit more sit down and shut the hell up. And there it is. We do, because we're also busy trying to fill the space. Yeah. That we don't realize that there is so much in that silence. There's so much profound beauty in it. And so that takes us to kirtan. Tell me about your kirtan practice.
Kirtan is this beautiful practice where we come together in community, and I'll often lead the mantra, and they'll be able to sing it back.
It's call and response.
Typically. Sometimes we all just sing together whenever we're getting down to it. But it gives everyone an opportunity to let their voice be heard. So if it is doing a call and response style, then I'll offer the mantra. They can receive that mantra and then get to offer it back and connect with their voices. Because the voice has this beautiful power to heal, and your own voice can heal better than anything else external. So when you're singing, your bones are vibrating, your organs are vibrating. It opens this space for healing to happen. Like I'm not healing anybody, but offering an opportunity for there to be space for healing.
I love what you said. So when I teach people Reiki practice or shamanic healing techniques or any energy transference kind of a situation, I've had full workshops about healing practices. And I started always with, you can't heal anybody. What kind of hubris is that? How arrogant are you? But man, you can create a space in which healing can occur.
Oh.
You can absolutely create that vibe that's there. And something that you said just then about everybody joining in, and I'm going to point out what you said to me down in, it was, you said it in Peru, but then you had a singing night here at Sage Studio, and you said this to me then. I said, oh, you don't want to hear me sing. And you're like, yeah, I do.
Yes, I do.
A lot of people will mistake that they don't have the studio presentation that you may possess or the whatever. Sing bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see.
But there is no such thing.
That's what I'm thinking. As you said that, I was like, well, I don't even think that's a thing. I don't even know if you can sing bad.
Right.
Because the power of your voice that comes from the sincerity of your sound, not the beauty of it. Now, I just happen to be blessed with a beautiful voice.
And that is true.
Yes, and I want to use my voice in a not even a responsible way, but for the good.
Purposeful.
Purposeful way. But it doesn't have to be beautiful for it to be potent and powerful, impactful.
Every religion in the world, or most of them anyway, have an origin story where the creator picks up the dirt and breathes into it. And we call it grandfather's breath in my practice. And grandfather's breath is the very life force. No breath, no life. If you don't believe me, everybody, hold your breath as long as you can. I'll test my theory. Challenge me on this one. But if you allow yourself to realize that the breath is the sacred life force, prana shakti, then whatever you place on that has the ability to be sacred itself. You put the intention upon it, and you put it with that breath behind it, and you're performing a sacred act. And you're expressing it out into the world. And so I remember when you said that, I was like, oh, no, don't misunderstand me. We actually have singing nights at my house. I actually chant to my yoga class all the time.
Yes.
I believe in let it loose, the make a joyful noise unto the Lord, if we want to get biblical about it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. I wish, side note from singing, I wish people would get over the idea that you have to be stage worthy for anything. Why do we have to do something to be an expert at it? Why don't we do it for the joy of it? Paint a picture. I don't care if it looks like shit. If you enjoy painting, paint.
Yes. And to be fair, I don't even know if we can critique what we create with clear eyes. There's always this lens of self-criticism. And so what might not turn out beautiful to you might be so touching and heartfelt for somebody else that sees it. Maybe that medicine was the joy that you got to create in it, but also let it be received.
You touched on this a little bit, but in Peru, this was a big thing that came out, I know. And I try to warn everybody that comes on this podcast that if I know you, I'm going to talk about stuff I know. You undoubtedly have an instrument. You have a lot of meaning that we just talked about behind that instrument, but you have an amazing instrument. But the belief that it should be shared, even though it's evident to all of us, playing on what you just said, tell us a little bit about the journey, the awakening in Peru, the no, I really should be doing this, the imposter syndrome, the whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your journey of possessing this amazing instrument, but then being willing to own possessing said instrument.
Yes, I'll try to make this succinct. So I am a Cherokee woman, and I was raised in the sweat lodge. I was raised going to powwows and dancing my heart out, and I was raised in sacred ceremony. And so music is something that just flows through me. It's not even something that I feel like I have to create, but just let it be. And so I think I was 8 when I was in my first lodge, and the music that they sing in lodge is very mantra-esque, so it's repetition and sacred sounds that I didn't know the meaning to, but connected with deeply. And still, when I hear that drum beat, I think there's something sacred in all of us, because all cultures across the entire globe have drum as a part
Absolutely.
of their expression. And so just hearing that drum beat takes me into a sacred space. And then my father was a musician, and so music was always in our house. Not being a musician was never an option. It was just...
Right, it was just part of it.
Yeah, of course we're singing, of course we're dancing, because that's what we do. And so we were at, I believe it was a Sundance, and which is a sacred ceremony, and a long weekend ceremony. And I was playing, and again, young. And these children came up and were making fun of me for being light-skinned. And that was the first time I realized I was light-skinned. I knew that all of my baby dolls growing up I wanted all the black baby dolls, all the dark skinned dolls. I didn't realize that like I wasn't that.
Right.
But it was so beautiful and I loved them. And so they were making fun of me for being light skinned. And I told them that I said my hair might be light and so are my eyes, but my heart, it beats with our mother's. And there was an elder that was sitting there and watching all this go down. And he gave me an eagle feather. And this is like to remember that. And so my mother...
One of the most sacred symbols, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know.
Yes. And to give that to a child.
Right, yeah.
But
to entrust that to a child.
And I still have it. My mother beaded it for me, and it's so beautiful. But I would cry to my mother, and I didn't understand why I couldn't be beautiful like her. She has dark skin and eyes. I'm beautiful like my father. I'm a firstborn child, so I look like my dad.
Right.
That's how it is. But my mama told me that I was gifted this complexion so people could hear me. Because this was, the early 90s. And I think...
Not just people could hear you, but people who weren't dark-skinned could hear you.
Exactly. And I didn't realize that until later. I didn't quite understand what she meant so people could hear me. And then in Peru, it opened me up, and I realized so everyone can hear me, whether their eyes are light, or their hair is light, or they are dark-skinned, or they're connected with their culture, or if they're still exploring that.
And to put even more perspective on that, Peru, we talk about that as like the moment and everything. You'd been singing, performing, doing all of this. I remember in Circle when you'd sang when we were all down there, and you were talking about, I'm thinking about the album. I'm thinking about doing this. I'm thinking about, actually letting it be a thing. And we're like, thinking about? What the hell are you talking about? We just heard that. But I understand. I totally get it on a different perspective. You and I have talked about this before. I'm Scottish by heritage. My DNA test is like one dot. I am Scottish as fuck. And yet I met a Lakota medicine woman when I was young, and she taught me some of the ways. I say it that way because she was very sincere and very authentic, but without living in the culture, you can't say that she taught me all of the ways. Yeah. Because it's a lifestyle. But I grew up in more modern day America, in the melting pot. And so I developed as a shaman for the people, regardless of what they look like. Not of a tribe, but of the tribe of humanity. And I wrestled with it for a very long time. Actually, for 20 years. I never called myself a shaman. That wasn't a title that I came up with. Spirit Woman, who taught me all of this, actually one day had a naming ceremony, named me Shadowhawk, and told me that I was a shaman and I was to continue my work. And basically, I'm putting this label on you, now go do it. And had taught me a lot of things and helped me to open up into myself and all of that. I went for 20 years before I called myself that, because I didn't feel like I'd earned it. I had imposter syndrome. I felt like I was appropriating culture. I felt like I was stealing something that wasn't mine to take. But I had the drive, and I wanted to help people, and I saw what the effect of the work I was doing was having on people, and I saw the good, just like you see what happens when you open up and sing and share. And it becomes undeniable, and it gets to the point where you're doing it, and you're authentic, and you mean it, and you're sincere, and then you're like, oh, yeah, I should own it too.
Yeah. Yes.
I should claim it. I should allow myself to name it and say it, and that is my identity. And so an entire lifetime growing up in a musical family, having this amazing instrument of your voice, allowing it to be a part of your culture and your upbringing, your everything that was there, you had that moment of, no, wait a minute. Let me own this.
Yeah. Stop fighting it.
Right.
Why am I fighting this?
It's happening. Why am I pretending like it's not?
Mm-hmm.
And then there it is.
And there that is.
You know, it's I think it's a perfect segue to the next song. Loka samasta suki no bhavantu. The idea of this, I want to put this in everybody's mind, the loose translation, because, you know, languages, but may all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the actions of my life contribute to that happiness and that freedom. That's one way of saying it. And the reason I think that's perfect segue into this next piece that you're going to do for us is you had to find that freedom to be who you already were being. I had to find the freedom to acknowledge the work that I was doing with people, and yes, this happens to be the label that encompasses what it is.
Yeah.
And while you were singing, you still were struggling with calling yourself a singer. While I was having a shamanic practice, I was having trouble calling myself a shaman. And that moment of may everyone be happy and free, the minute you claimed and owned that, there was a happiness and a freedom. I know it because the minute I claimed mine, there was a happiness and a freedom. And it's all I ever want to give to anybody else, regardless of what their version of it is.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
This is one of my all-time favorite mantras. You know, I had a brief talk before we got on here today, and you're like, I think I'm going to do Loka Samasta. And I was like, I was so excited. When my husband and I had our wedding, one of the gifts that we received was a beautiful mirror that has that mantra written on it. It is absolutely one of my favorites. Out of all of the mantras, even though mantras are healing by their own nature, to me it is the most selfless mantra that exists. It is, may all beings everywhere be happy and free. Not just the people, all beings. The animals, the trees, the everything that walks and crawls and flies and swims upon this great mother. May they all experience freedom, and let's all help each other to have that.
Yes. And I'm going to walk in a state of knowing in my own being. I will walk in my life in this state of peace. So that way, you know, what's happening outside of us, we don't have any control over that.
Right.
But we do have control over how we function in this world and the light that we bring to our experience and everyone else's experience around us.
I will attempt to make this short, but you know me. I used to work in broadcasting, and then I taught at a broadcast school. And one of the lessons that we gave is a thing called ADI, the area of dominant influence, which I think is great because you're Addie. If you take an FM tower and there's a broadcast signal that comes out of it, it's a straight line of sight until it hits the ground, which means that there is this area where the signal is received. And you don't sell advertising outside of that area because nobody's going to hear it. You don't give the weather outside of that area because nobody's going to hear it. It's called the area of dominant influence. Well, we all have an ADI of our own. And we can't affect the things outside of that ADI, but we damn well can affect the things that are inside of it. And your most dominant area of influence is right here. And so maybe I can't fix this thing over there, but I can fix this thing here. Well, guess which one I should focus on?
I have an idea.
Yeah. So let us hear. Oh, and would you tell everybody about the instruments you have? The drum was fairly obvious, but would you tell people what that is? Because some people are unfamiliar.
Yes, this gorgeous instrument is called a rav drum. It's a rav vast drum, and it's similar to a handpan, but its resonance is a little deeper, a little longer.
I had to get one after I heard you in Peru.
So yeah, I need one of those.
I'm going to have to have one of those.
Yup. When I heard that first, I said, oh yeah, that's my next thing.
Yeah.
I love it. So here is my rendition of Loka Samasta Sukhi no Bhavantu. And so if you're listening, I invite you to place your hands on your heart. And if you really feel like you want to chant along with me, feel into your own resonance. Feel the vibration of your voice in your chest. And if you just want to receive it, then that's absolutely beautiful too. So feel your peace.
I'm just going to let that sit for a second. May all beings everywhere be happy and free, and may the actions of my life contribute to that happiness and that freedom.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
The mudra that I held up for that is a little something we share, but it's the mudra of offering a blessing. And it's something that you'll see through many cultures. You'll see pictures of the Pope doing that. You'll see the Buddhists doing that. You'll see all sorts of people doing that. And I remember, I think you were doing Ram Dass in circle. And just like you were there, because I love how you do this when you get so into it, and then you just, you go into it, and you're in that moment, and you're there. And you open your eyes, and I was... And we had that moment of that connection that was there, and it was like, I see you. Yes, I can hear you, but I see you.
Yeah.
I see you. I accept you. I love you. And how is that such a hard concept?
You know, It don't gotta be so hard.
It don't gotta be so hard.
It don't gotta be so hard.
Love is the easiest thing in the universe. I don't know why we complicate it.
It is.
It is actually the very essence of the universe.
I am love.
I am love. And that's the whole thing. That's the beauty. The beauty of that was just fantastic. And again, I think that it starts, we all want to do the big thing. We all want to save the world. We all want to do the big thing. We all want to fight the bad, and we all want to make the big change and all of that. Hold the door open for somebody. Give a stranger a compliment. I have a client years ago. She's great. I absolutely love this lady. I believe she has left this earth at this point. But she would come to see me. And the last time I saw her, she sat down. I think she was 83 at the time or something like that. And I said, "What are you here for?" Her name's Frida. And the wonderful thing about Frida was she came in and she talked like this because she couldn't hear. So she yelled at you the whole time. And I said, "Frida, what are you here for, honey?" And she goes, "I want to know what my life's purpose is at this point." And I said, you know how spirit does. And I said, "Tell me what a normal day is like for you." And she said, "Well, now keep in mind, she's on a fixed income." She said, "Well, every day I get up and I bake a batch of brownies. And I put them in a Ziploc bag because you never know who you're going to run into that day that a brownie might just fix things."
How precious.
She continues by saying, "Then I make sure that whatever I'm doing that day, that I hold the door open for 5 people and I give 5 compliments to people that I don't know." I said, "You're asking what your life's purpose is? It's to be the fucking example for the rest of us. We're all failing by that measure."
Yeah.
And I said, "So you're wondering what?" She goes, "Well, and I didn't feel like I was doing enough, so when I can't get out, I knit caps for people going through chemotherapy." And her question was, what can she do?
You are, sweetheart.
Oh my God, you're being the example that we all need right now. But the thing is, yes, if you can do something big, do something big. If you can make a big statement, a big transformation, if you can save somebody that feels like they shouldn't be on this earth and remind them that we need them here. If you can do something that profound, please, yes, do it. And if not, tell somebody to have a great day. Hold the door open for them. Tell a stranger that you love their outfit. Sing to somebody. Go and sit with somebody in a nursing home that you don't even know.
And, if you can't do, just remember to be.
Yes.
So they say it's like, be the change that you wish to see. It's like, no, be the light you wish to see in this world.
Yes.
Be the light you wish to see in this
Yes.
world.
I said before we got on here, and I know that you share this philosophy, there is something amazing about everyone. It's just a matter of looking to find it. It's just a matter of giving space for it to come out.
Yes.
To actually be there, to be a thing. And I think that when you invited everybody, do this and open up, and if you feel like joining in, that's giving people permission. And sometimes they feel like they need it. We don't. We're divine beings. By divine heritage, we have the right. You matter. You belong. You have as much space in this universe as anybody else, and don't ever let anybody else tell you that. And I could go off on a long-winded preaching tangent about that, but I'll just let that sit. But give people the space for their amazing thing to come out.
I love that.
Just allow.
Yeah. And for them to allow themselves to be the light.
Yeah.
Allow themselves to be seen.
It's the beautiful thing that's happening is even right here in this moment. This podcast is in its infancy. At the recording of this one, we haven't actually released any of them yet because I'm getting a library before we start going. And I'm giving you a platform to share your beautiful thing. You are helping me to start this thing that I'm getting going. We're holding space for one another, and we're finding great joy and happiness in doing that. And what people just don't realize is that doing good and being good feels so good.
It does. When you do bad, you feel bad. When you do good, you're feeling good.
And there it is.
Simple as that.
There it is. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, goodness.
So you do the kirtan, you do all of that. You've got your Kundalini practice. Tell me a little bit about home life. What does the home of your world look like?
My home is a sacred space to me. I love my home. And I have a beautiful, my front room. I live in an old ranch style house. And so we have a like greeting room in the front, and that's my music studio, my dance studio, my space to practice. And I have my instruments all out and about, so I just play them constantly. I have wind chimes through the doorway, so I can just ring them as need be. And so music is pretty much consistently happening in my home.
We were talking about the morning ritual, the whatever. One of the tiny ones that I have is where my bed sits in my house. There's an oak tree that we planted in the yard, and I hung a very big wind chime there, and then I have several smaller wind chimes. And so my morning starts with me waking up and taking time just to hear Mother Nature play the instruments right outside of my window. And I love it because I have no control over it. I am in a space where I can't affect it. All I can do is receive it. And allowing the mother herself to sing to me every morning. It is one of my favorite ways to start things, and it's just the little practice that I have that I think is amazing.
And it opens you up to listening.
Yes.
You know, that's beautiful. I love that.
You tell me what comes next in the world of Aditya. What is the aspiration at this point? I know you're big on letting it happen, and I am too.
Let it happen.
But sometimes we have to put our hand on the wheel or we go off the road.
Yes.
And so, Jesus, take the wheel. Oh, no, wait, I could do it myself. Thanks, got it. What's next in your world?
So I have the EMC2 Music Festival.
An amazing festival put on by a couple friends of ours.
Exactly. So it was so beautiful. I started my year booking 2 different festivals. That was my first gigs of the year, were booking these music festival or yoga festivals, conscious festivals. I'm also doing Flow Fest. And then I started doing satsang, which is very cool. So we have kirtan, which is where I'm leading and we're exchanging. Satsang is the opportunity for the individuals to get to lead. And it can be a mantra or a poem. It can be English or Gurmukhi. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Whatever devotional thing you have to offer, it's a space to do that. And so I'm offering that the 3rd Tuesday of every month at Shine Yoga Studio. And it really feels beautiful to me.
And this is open to the public. This is a studio that's here in the town that we live in, and this is open.
Yes.
I own a yoga studio, and I want to plug what is happening at that other yoga studio because I don't believe in competition. I believe in community.
Oh, yes. So much yes. And so this is, yes, it's open to the public. It's a free offering. Just come and share your voice. And so I think that, what's next is I've really dove into the concept that my voice is powerful and it is potent, and I want it to inspire people. I want it to give them that permission to let their voice be heard, to let their voice be experienced, both externally and internally. And so finding ways that I can help people discover their voice and use their voice feels really in alignment. And everything else is going to be a bonus.
Right, yeah.
But in the meantime, I want people to connect with their voice. So sing, my friends.
There is something inside of you. Please let it out.
Yes. Yeah.
Or as I said earlier, let it through.
Let it through.
Let it through you.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a performance.
No.
It's an offering. And I
No,
think
and while you do technically perform at times, you take stages, you do gigs, you actually have performance moments. The one thing I will say about you is anytime I've ever seen you, it has never felt like a performance. It has felt like authenticity. It has felt like you're just allowing it to happen. And I know there's practice and I know there's technique, and I get that. I am aware of that. But I have never seen you once when I would call it a performance. I have always seen it where it was a beautiful expression and a moment of sharing.
Thank you for seeing me, Shane.
And that's the whole key. I think we got time for one more. You got one more in you?
Yeah.
What do we got next?
All right. The last thing that I want to leave you with is a Kundalini mantra. And it is a mantra that opened me to the world of mantra. And it's so beautiful and so profound. And it says, Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. And that means that I call upon my inner wisdom to guide me. And I think that is so beautiful.
Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. That's one of the ones I chant to my class.
Ah, beautiful. Beautiful.
And she's busting out a harmonium. So she came loaded with the artillery today, people. I want you to understand this. So a harmonium is like the sophisticated grandfather of an accordion. It is an amazing thing. That little box right there creates the most unique sound in the world. And I think that it is one of the most go-to instruments for mantra. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree. Yes.
And it's just very synergistic with it in that regard. And so what we want everybody to get out of this, aside from just enjoying, taking it in, is that the highest part of you, the part of you that is God, the soul self, knows what you need. It knows how to lead you. You don't have to look outside of yourself for the answer. The minute you begin to look inside, the minute you begin to realize that there's a divine spark inside of you that has the answer that you need, you'll have the answer you need. And that's what this mantra is all about.
Yes. Beautifully said, my friend.
Thank you.
It's live.
Oh, my favorite part. My absolute favorite part. It embodies everything that we were saying. It is obvious that you have an incredible instrument, and you know what? Sometimes I fall out of tree pose when I'm teaching it. And sometimes in the middle of a beautiful speech, whatever. It's real, it's authentic, and the fact that your response was to laugh and to find joy in it.
Yeah.
That's the key, and it's the permission that everybody needs, and that's the thing. I think it's just simply amazing what you bring into this world. I think it is absolutely profound and beautiful and brilliant and authentic and real, and I could keep saying words, and I still won't have one that's big enough.
And my heart just don't know. I don't know if it can handle much more.
Then let me try.
No, thank you so much, Shane. Thank you.
You are a light, and I see that light, and I thank you for igniting that light and sharing that light with other people. And I thank you for being here. This has been so much more than I even hoped that it would be. It's been absolutely incredible. Thank all of you for tuning in. This is My Shaman Says, the podcast. You know how it works. Help me to work that algorithm, hit the likes, the shares, the comments, do all of the stuff. You know how it all works. But more than that, remember that you have something amazing inside of yourself as well. And you need to find the people that encourage you to let it out, and that you need to believe in your own self. And if there's something that you want to share, get hold of me. I'd love to have you as a guest here. And I want to leave you with the thing that I always say. Be kind to yourself and everyone else.